Welcome to Tonic Sky Radio. We have Kaz Brown and Brad Turner on the call. How are you both doing?
All good.
Oh, very well, thanks, Nick. Evening to everybody. Oh,
We'd like
Hello.
to. I'd like to ask you a few questions because I know you've got an album coming out, which is this Saturday, which I believe. Um, so Brad, I've interviewed you before,
Yeah.
just so that the other listeners can hear what's the history of the Manor. So when did it form up
Right.
until the present date?
The manor, the name the manor started in 2005, but the actual band was started in 2020, like during COVID. I've had about 5 reincarnations since then, but yeah, it started in 2020.
Okay, great. So what music influenced you to start the actual band in the first place?
Oh, mate, that's your history of music, isn't it? I mean, the love of reggae music. I mean, as a producer, Lee Perry was my number one producer. I just loved his stuff. Bands, I mean, the Wailers, the list is endless. But, during the Scar thing, obviously, the two-tone era was a big influence. Yeah, you're all influenced by your loves of whatever in the past.
Has what influenced you to become, I suppose, a singer?
Um, well, I've always loved singing. I did study music at secondary school. Didn't do very well at it, and unfortunately fell out of love. Other things took hold of my life. I got into the ska scene back in 2016, 2017 through a couple of friends who were getting married, and they had a big hen party at Skarmouth, and that opened up this massive new world to me. Um, I didn't really know too much about ska, to be fair. I've always loved reggae, but it's opened up this new world, opened up a whole new record collection for me, and it means that I go out and I see live music sort of nearly every other weekend now.
Okay, great. So we know we've got the album coming out, and Kaz, I just want to ask you a few questions regarding it. So have
Mhm.
you ever recorded before?
Okay, one song, which was a cover of Alicia Keys, and it was horrendous. And if it's still haunting me somewhere, you may not want to listen to.
I was going to say we want to hear that song, so we want to use. We're going to research it and see whether we can find it.
Okay, please, maybe don't put it on, social media. Just listen to it yourselves.
So have you ever written any songs before?
No, this is my first experience of writing any lyrics or any music. I can read music, um, and previously I learned to play the flute and the euphonium, but never ever wrote anything at all, not even a poem, to be fair. And Brad's obviously asked me to join the band, which I finally did earlier this year, and he's really sort of pushed me way beyond any level of where I thought I was going to be performing at. To be able to write lyrics is something else, and I'm very proud of what I've achieved.
Brilliant stuff. So where was that actual album recorded to, Brad?
Oh, in my little home studio, which I call CAF Studios. Yeah, so it's all recorded there by myself. I do all the music and that, all the instruments, mixing, and as I said, I've sort of been studying a bit of mastering. So it's all fully mastered um, by myself. Me and Kaz, yeah, just me and Kaz, and there was a couple of people that like Apache Indian G done a bit of backing vocals, and one of the tracks has got my mate Sammy DeVille on it. He done a bass line and a little guitar riff. Actually, it's on Kaz. It's on What a Woman Wants, isn't it? That one, yeah, lovely track.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Excuse me.
So is there any plans in future for the Kaz to go live with the band?
Absolutely, mate. We've got a gig on the 7th of September. We've already done one with Kaz, like we done the Dublin Castle Mad Chat charity. We've got the 7th of December, a Paul Wylow specialised gig. Michael Blanford on Facebook, you can get tickets off of him for that. And then we've got
The 7th
20th.
September.
Yeah, that's the 7th of September. And we got the 20th of December with King Hammond and the Scarpones at the Hope and Anchor, Islington. So whether you like
that's
it.
the one where you can get the tickets from Nick Welsh, I'm assuming.
It is, mate. Yeah, you contact him on Facebook and he'll arrange your tickets.
Okay, I'd like to ask a few questions about the songs that Kaz wrote from the album that's coming out on Saturday. So that song, "I Want You," Kaz. What is that song all about?
That's a little bit of a tribute, really, to my husband. Brad gave me the track and said, "I wrote this ages ago. I've named it 'I Want You,' but I've never really managed to put any words to it." So I took from the sort of the tune and sort of started humming along and playing it and got the lyrics in my head, and it is literally just a tribute really about my relationship with my husband. It wasn't too great at the beginning of it. 28 years later, I definitely got what I wanted.
Definitely. So let's take a listen to that track now.
All of the time, I need your love. I need you in my life. I want your love. I want you all the time. Every day is the same. I wake alone after dreaming of your face. The missing part of me, the key to my heart, my soul, my life. I want you to be mine. I want you all of the time. I need your love.
That track was "I Want You." So I believe you wrote another track called "What a Woman Wants." Tell us a little bit about that track.
So, "What a Woman Wants" is, I think it's really telling the story of how most women feel. A lot of men spend half their lives down the pub, and they just want them to come home and spend that time with them.
So does that mean, Brad, that you're going to sing a song called "What a Man Wants"?
Yeah,
I think that was a
don't
no.
put ideas in my head.
Right.
That one's in the pipeline.
That's fine. Let's take a listen to that song now.
I'm sat here all night on my own. You're out with your mates at the pub. We don't talk or laugh anymore. No. I waited for you to come home. We used to be so very close. So close, yeah. Darling, please hurry back home. Hurry back home. What a woman wants.
Right, that was "What a Woman Wants." I understand that you also wrote the song called "Ask Her Name." So what is that song about?
Oh yeah, that's the one. That's the second track, and it has
Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
right.
that's
sorry.
yeah,
Go on,
that
girl.
was one that you started off, and I kind of put some words to it to build it up, didn't I?
Yeah, I wrote my parts and left the gaps for Kaz, and yeah, well, that was about the second song you wrote, wasn't it? I think, or the third,
Yeah,
something like that.
third, I think, because I did. I'll treat you right, and I want you first of all.
That's it. Yeah.
Then we worked on this one. But yeah, I quite like the feel of this song.
All right, let's take a listen and see what everyone thinks.
Ever since I come into town, I see this girl hanging around, and all I wanna do is ask her name. She looks so fine, she looks so sweet, she looks the girl that I wanna meet, and all I wanna do is ask her name. Yeah.
Don't be shy, boy, don't fool around. I can see you're new in town. Come on over and ask me my name.
Right, so that track was Ask Her Name. So I understand that you've done I'll Treat You Right and You Can't Hurt Me. What are those songs about then?
So I'll Treat You Right. Brad started that one off, and I complemented the rest of the lyrics, sort of following on from what he'd sung. You Can't Hurt Me Anymore is Brad's song, but I found myself singing, quite high in that one, and I really like that song. Actually, it's quite a special song to you, isn't it, Brad?
Yeah, it's these things come from experiences, like Kaz's one, What a Woman Wants. That one is like from my experience, you know what I mean? You'll hear it in the lyrics, obviously. Yeah, so these songs are meaningful. I mean, there's a couple of like happy-go-lucky dance tunes, but a lot of most of the other songs, there's a meaning to it. It's experiences that we all go through, and us personally, you know what I mean? So yeah, they're personal.
Okay, let's take a listen to I'll Treat You Right Now and You Can't Hurt Me.
Hey girl, go out with me tonight. I'll treat you right, I'll treat you right. All through the night, I'll treat you right.
Hey boy, I've heard things about you. Don't pull on my heartstrings, you better treat me right.
Dance tonight, I know I'm gonna be alright. You can't hurt me anymore. I know I'm gonna be alright. So girl, hold on tight. You can't hurt me anymore.
So the first track, obviously, you heard was I'll Treat You Right, and the second one was You Can't Hurt Me. Also believe, Kaz, that you sung in the song called A Girl Like You with the vocals right at the end where you've got a high-pitched voice, or not a high-pitched voice, a high-pitched singing voice.
Yeah, so that was a real it was an experience which I never thought I would be singing at levels and being able to project my voice that way. I've got quite a distinctive voice. I tend to sing sort of at one level. I don't like to oversing things. Brad expected me to start singing, to be able to sort of layer it up, and he asked me to sing it in a different octave, and then we went one step further than that, and I hated every minute of it, but actually what we achieved, really happy.
You know
with.
what? She was fantastic. She was fantastic. I did push her. I did, and because I can hear where it needed to go, and I was going, go on, give it a go, and I squeezed it out of her, and she done a fantastic job. I was really pleased with that song. It's one of my favourites on the album. She's fantastic.
Right, so let's take a listen to it. So the bit that I'm going to play in the song for everyone to hear is the last bit where Kaz sings.
Let me tell you, I've never seen a girl like you. I've never seen a girl like you. You got my heart beating so fast. I wanna love you tonight. Come on, love me tonight. You got my heart beating so fast. I wanna feel you tonight. Make you feel alright. Make you feel alright now. Yeah, come on, girl. Ooh, you rule my world, yeah. I said, come on, girl. Love me tonight. Love me tonight. Oh, alright.
Track was A Girl Like You. So Brad, I understand that there's a song on the album called Boom Skara Lak. I believe that's featuring Apache Indian. Can you
Yes,
tell us a
mate.
little bit about?
It's the track that he was got famous for. He called it Boom Shakalak. I think it was in the 90s. But I got to work with him quite a bit. And what I just done it for fun, really, like just to play it to him. And I've done a ska version. So I used most of his words and I've changed it up to like a ska song, redone the music, obviously. And he loved it. And I said, do you mind if I put it on the album? He went, yeah, no, go ahead. And then I asked him, I said, would you do a verse on it? He went, yeah, absolutely. And I took the middle verse out and give him a space there. And so he's on it there. And he actually loves a bit of ska anyway. So, and he's a very nice man, like a very humble guy. And I've done quite a bit with him, like a lot of work with him. So, yeah, I was very grateful for that.
Right, okay, let's have a listen to that track and see what everyone thinks.
Shakalaka, chili dancer flow. I say the boom skabalaka, it's a brand new style. Shorty say it wicked, Terry all say it wild. Rubai a style for the discipline child. The pound go down cause it will versatile. You have to move to your waist, move for your back. Wine and go down to the ska shakalaka. Get in on the groove cause you're all top notch. Bubble and a wine, girl, right on the spot. Wine your body, wiggle your belly. Dip and go down in the ska style. Skank and go up, skank and go down. Bubble and a rocket to the new ska song. You have to line it up, you have to wine it up. I do the ska shakalaka till the dance all full of
Ska shakalaka with Apache Indian and the manna boys from down a London. Everybody come together, man, in a this ya jam. The rude boys skank in a style and fashion. Bend for your knee, coach your bottom. Everybody join in and come sing along.
Yeah, that track was Boom Skara Lak, even if I've got that right. So I just want to ask a few questions about the album, Brad. So when's the release date, and how can people get the album?
The release date is this Saturday, the 27th of July. It's going to go on all download sites. Some come out sooner than others. So it'll be on iTunes, Spotify, probably YouTube on Saturday, Deezer and things like that. They might take a bit longer, but there's around about 30 odd sites. And also I'm going to put it on the Manners Bandcamp page as well on Saturday. It's available. Yeah, so, Saturday morning, get your money out and go and buy a copy.
Brilliant stuff. Right, I've got a few listener questions that people have sent me across. So the first two are from Woody Bully. So this one goes to Kaz, and it's where do you find inspiration for your songs?
Um, it's well, I base a lot of it back on life. I work with what Brad's given me, and try and make the lyrics sort of suit to it. It's about our experiences. I've got, as I said, a fairly distinctive voice, and it's nice to be doing all original music. As much as I would love to be singing some covers, um, the scene needs all original music to keep it going, to keep it fresh, and it's nice to have that opportunity to be able to use my voice to do that.
Right, yes, I agree with you. Fully agree. That's what keeps the scene alive. So, Brad, this question's from Woody Brully. He wants to know what
Lovely.
keeps you going.
As I said before, it's like you're driven as a musician, as an artist. You are driven to do it. Many times I've wanted to give up. Like I say, I've had about 5 reincarnations of the manor, and soon the minute you finish a song, you just want to do another. It's a drive inside of a musician. You just can't help it but keep going.
Brilliant stuff. So I've got a question from Rob. He wants to know if there's any merchandise along with the album. So is there any like T-shirts that is going to have the, I don't know, the Kaz Brown or the Brad Turner logo on it
Yeah,
from the
I
actual
mean,
album?
I can get all merchandise done. It don't actually come with the album, but I can get it done at any time. Anyone can message me. Actually, I'm going to get some new designs done as well for the manor, involving Kaz. But yeah, I can get cups, badges, patches, T-shirts, anything you like. Just message me on Facebook and I'll arrange it.
Right stuff. So I think obviously this question's been asked. I've asked it in the first place. So Kelly obviously wanted to know when's the actual next gig coming up. Obviously you've mentioned the 8th of September. Is it the 8th of September?
7th of
September.
7th, even I've got that wrong.
Yeah, so 7th of September at Dartford, that's with the Specialised project. Then with King Hammond, 20th December at Hope and Anchor in London. And then next year we are booked to play Lescar in February and also Skarmouth in May. So
Brilliant
two
stuff.
really good festivals, which I'm really looking forward to playing at.
So of course, obviously, if anyone wants to book the Manor, Brad, they obviously contact you on Facebook, I'm assuming.
Yes, mate. Yeah, we're available. We're ready.
And if they can't
the band's
contact you on
full.
Facebook, I'm assuming, what is it, the manor@gmail.com?
Yeah, the manor UK at gmail.com is my email. You can send an email or message me on Facebook, no problem.
Okay, great stuff. So my question to you is, so you've obviously both sung with many artists. So Brad, what artists have you sung with?
I've sung with, well, not just sung with, I've worked with a lot. I mean, one of my favourites was Brian Travers, one of the nicest man I've never met, but we spoke every day on the phone and he was an absolute gentleman, very, very humble. I've done a track with him, a Bob Marley cover, Steer It Up, which is out, released. You can download that. Me and Jamie Travers, his son, done the mixing. Also, I mean, I've worked with Ansel Collins, an absolute legend. I love that man to death. He used to phone me every day and play the piano down the phone. He'd say, play this, play that. And I mean, I said to you, my hands were shaking so much, I couldn't play anything. Apache Indian, Tipperary, Capleton from Jamaica. And like I said, Paul Watson, Natasha Marie, Lily Reid with that lovely voice. I've done them all albums, produced it all in my little studio. Yeah, I've worked with many, many people. They're all good. They're all artists and they're all doing their thing,
So Kaz, who have you sung with recently?
So I was singing up until last year with a band called Rocksteady Drop. And I absolutely loved what we did. But it was the right time when I left that band. I've sung a couple of times with the Decatones, which is obviously Tina's the lead singer from Rocksteady Drop's main band. I've also spoken a few times with Christine Staples, and I was going to hopefully have done a little bit with her with some backing vocals, but unfortunately that didn't take place. So this is all of a big experience for me, which I'm embracing and loving every minute of it at the moment.
So my last question would be, so Brad, are we ever going to see Apache Indian on stage with the Manor?
Oh, strong possibility. I mean, I'm very close with him and we do a lot of work together. We're still doing work now. Yeah, it's a strong possibility. I mean, there's even a possibility that if we can get ourselves, fully together and get our act together, we could support him on his gigs, which would then lead to him doing a number with us. And if he's available, I mean, he's very busy, but if he's available, I'm sure he'd do it because, yeah, he loves working with me. We get on really well. So I could see that in the future, yeah.
So watch this space, that one.
Yep.
Right, so what does the future hold for Kaz Brown and the Manor then? So have you got a new album that you're working on?
Well,
coming up?
The first thing I want to do, I mean, we've just finished this one. The first thing I want to do for Kaz is do like a 3 or 4 track EP for just Kaz Brown. I'll produce it. I'll send her the tracks and just release it as her because I want to give her this opportunity. I think she's a fantastic talent. And I just want to give her as much of an opportunity as possible. I've done it for other people and I want to do it for her. She deserves it. She's very good. She's a very lovely girl.
Brilliant. Right.
And she's got a great voice.
Does sing my
Like
practice.
so, yeah, I'm going to do that. Sorry, what was that?
I'm looking forward to doing this EP, but I'm also looking forward to working on more stuff. Brad has got a wealth of tracks and songs waiting to be recorded. So it's just having that time to be able to get us together, and obviously with the band as well.
So we might hear a track from Kaz Brown meets Apache Indian then in future.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Well, what's the space say?
Yeah, definitely. I can get that done, no problem.
So I'd like to thank you for joining this evening and taking up your time.
No problem, mate. And I'd like to thank Tonic Scar Radio and all your DJs for plugging us and helping us out, the little people. You know what I mean? It goes a long way, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
No, thank you very much.
Thanks ever so much, Nick, and to all of the DJs that have been playing the tracks recently. It's been lovely to hear it.
I was going to say earlier, obviously before you go, obviously that track "I Want You," a lot of people will say, obviously now that they've heard your interview, is the track on the album Mr. Brown? Is that about the Mr. Brown?
No, the actual Mr. Brown track is a Bob Marley cover. It was written by Glenn Adams, and Bob Marley sung it. But that Mr. Brown on there is a cover version. There's a couple of cover versions on the album. Not the usual 2-tone thing. There's enough people doing that. So if I do a cover, which is very rare, I like to, give something different. So Mr. Brown is the old Bob Marley track.
Yeah.
But I've done it in a ska version, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I've heard the track, obviously, for other people.
Yeah.
They might look at it and go, oh, that song might be about Mr. Brown.
Yeah.
Not on this
Casey
page, no,
Douglas
it's not.
did.
Brilliant stuff. Right, I'd like thanks for your time.
And you, mate. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
very much.
Nick.
Speak to you
Take
soon.
care, mate.
Cheers.
So long, mate.
Bye.
Thanks.